I'm Crystal Faulkner with the CPA and business advisory firm of Cooney, Faulkner and Stevens. We're here today with Dan Lincoln. Dan's the president and CEO of the Cincinnati, USA Convention and Visitors Bureau. And Dan, the World Choir Games, the 2012 World Choir Games are just a few days away. It has to be so exciting for you.
Very exciting.
Why don't you share what some of the big festivities, how it's going to all unfold?
Well, it's as you said, it's just a few days away. The Great American Opening on the 4th of July. We'll have a procession down at the stadium beforehand where all of the countries will come out of the ball stadium, walk around the concourse there and into the arena for the Great American Opening. And we invite everybody to come down. Obviously, there'll be a huge opening ceremony inside the arena, and then afterwards there's fireworks down on the riverfront, compliments of the Parks Board, and it's exciting. You
know, Dan, this has really lifted the profile of our entire region, but how did we here in Cincinnati win the 2012 World Choir Games?
It's interesting because about 3 years ago, that's how long we've been working on this, we found out about the World Choir Games and that they were bidding out 2012. This was about 2008 at the time, so really 4 years ago. And we had a staff member, Venus Kent, and a number of other people, Todd Dusing from Cincinnati Arts Association, others, went to Graz to see the games in Austria, and came back and said this is something that we should really consider doing. So we went through a long process for over a year, bidding against about 23 different cities and countries around the world. They fell in love with our architecture, our modern facilities like the new SCPA, the Aronoff Center, but also our historic facilities like Music Hall, Memorial Hall. Just fell in love with the city. So this is their first time ever in the United States, and they love it.
We do have such a great city. Quickly, how many people do you expect to come to Cincinnati because of the World Choir Games?
Well, there'll be about 17,000 participants from 60 different countries. We expect somewhere between 100 and 200,000 visitors from around the region and around the country, and in some cases around the world, to come into Cincinnati for the games and for the events.
And if people would like information about attending the games, where can they find that?
2012worldchoirgames.com. Very easy, 2012worldchoirgames.com. Everything is there, videos, photos, the schedule lineup, how to get tickets, how to volunteer, everything that you would need to know.
Well, I can't wait. We've been talking with Dan Lincoln, CEO of the Cincinnati, USA Convention and Visitors Bureau. We're going to continue our conversation with Dan on WCPO.com/businesswise. Dan, we've talked about the amazing World Choir Games and how many people are going to be coming to the city, how many different countries will be exposed to our beautiful city and region. But what does that mean, purely from an economic standpoint even, to our city?
Well, it's huge because we did a very conservative, using low-end numbers for with the UC research department, and it came out to be $73.5 million in terms of economic impact. That's new dollars brought into the community for everything for staging, lighting, entertainment, transportation, security, everything that goes into putting on a mega event like this. So it's huge economic impact. But I think one of the big things beyond the economic impact is the fact that this is a transformative moment for our city. If you think about this opportunity for the world to come in and see all the wonderful things we think about ourselves and we know about how great our city is, but I think it's a transformative moment for ourselves in the way we see ourselves, in the way we promote ourselves out to the rest of the world. When people come downtown and they see this event and they go through the footprint and the dozens of locations where this will play out, I think they're going to see their own city in a whole new light, which is exciting.
You know, I'm a transplant. I'm not from Cincinnati originally. Mind you, I've been here for many years. And it is just a fascinating city, a wonderful city. As you mentioned, all the beautiful architecture and all the things that we can enjoy here. And so many people don't realize that. How do you, in your role as the CEO and president of the Visitors Bureau, how do you promote our city around the country and around the world?
Well, it's a lot of the things that we take for granted. You know, we promote ourselves as more compact because you have the hills and the river, so we have a very dense, beautiful downtown. The architecture, the hills, the river, all the great things. The first, our corporate community, you know, all the major corporate headquarters that are here. These are things that we take for granted driving by Fountain Square, driving down Columbia Parkway and seeing the hills. We take for granted every day, but when we bring people in, it's very fortunate for us because we see it through new eyes.
You know, and you don't have to be a tourist, right, to really take advantage and enjoy all of the wonderful things that there are to experience here in our region, and maybe through the World Choir Games and seeing our city through the eyes of someone else. It might make those of us here really take note and go out and take advantage of this.
That's right. A lot of times people talk about going to attractions because they have friends or family or relatives that come into town. We encourage people to do that, become ambassadors for the city, help us get conventions here, bring other tourists and friends and family. I think when people come down for the World Choir Games and they interact with people from Malaysia, Indonesia, China, Russia, Korea, they're coming from all over the world. We are going to be ambassadors for the United States. For many of these people, it will be the first and in some cases probably the only time they will ever get to experience the United States, and they're doing that in Cincinnati. So we have to really be pumped up and excited about our city and our country and be good representatives.
You know, I'm pretty active in the community as you are, and it's fascinating to me how many different businesses, how many different types of people have really been engaged in this process and bringing the World Choir Games to town.
This has been just a phenomenal experience for all of us that have been working on this, like I say, for 3 or 4 years now. I have never seen the community come together in such a broad spectrum of support from the corporate community, the politicians, community leaders, organizational leaders.
Why do you think that is?
I think deep down, you know, Cincinnatians, we're a very giving city, a city that really likes to give back. You look at the Arts Wave, the United Way, all the things that Cincinnatians do. I think we're also very deeply proud of our city. So when we have a chance like this, a once-in-a-lifetime, really generational opportunity to put ourselves on the national map, put ourselves on the world map, and to really welcome people. And that's what we do best, customer service and the way that we welcome. You hear that all the time. Oh my gosh, I went to Cincinnati and the people were so friendly and so warm and inviting. I think that's where we show our best colors.
If someone watching today would like to go down to the games and actually experience it, can anyone go to the competitions?
Absolutely. There are ticket events and non-ticket events. There are friendship concerts throughout the region that'll be promoted through the media. Also, there's ticket events, obviously the competitions most days over the next 14 days. There's evening concerts, there's the opening and closing ceremony, there's the champions concerts where the best of the best perform from all over the world. There are so many ways, and it's not very staid choir experience. This is fun. These are kids and adults. They're cheering, they're chanting, they're having a great time. Think the Olympics. These are people that are excited to be here, and it's fun to watch and fun to interact. I encourage people just to come downtown and meet the choirs from the different countries. They want to talk, they want to introduce themselves.
And again, the website for people to get information is
2012 worldchoirgames.com.
And you can also go to WCPO.com and search 2012 World Choir Games. Dan Lincoln, thank you so much for being so instrumental in bringing this to our city and our region. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Crystal. A lot of people have been working on this, so I can't take credit. This has been great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.